here. Got this Vampyr. Did some off-screen farming. Took a break. Just to show what I got a bunch of more ingredients for crafting medicine. I got some other junk. Got more stuff, more money. You know, like I said, all screen farming. Catch up. Make some of these. Heading to that west end. Got some good stuff. Just to show you, you know. Don't have much aluminum part. Still got the rivets. A bunch of good trigger parts in the farming. Got a lot, as you can see, a lot. So, you know, got screws, springs, common trigger, you know, stuff like that. But as you can see, the materials are just absolutely out of here. Actually, I should go back up and talk to Dr. Swansea, because I was looking at that the whole time I was hopping off farm, and I was like, man, that's XP, and you know, XP is good. If you see a little white thing up above, a little white tab, that's something I marked, because I ain't gonna lie, people, I was curious. I looked up a YouTube video on how to water the plant in, you know, Jonathan Reed's office, Dr. Reed. Looked up, because I was curious. I was like, how the fuck do we water this
Jonathan.
plant?
Back from the city already? How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one.
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I'd purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
Huh.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions.
Hey, Pisces Queen.
Priceless knowledge was lost
Thank you.
in just a few nights.
Thank you very much for leaving a like. I appreciate that. I figured, you know, let me start streaming because it's October. This is like a Halloweenish game, something scary like that. I was hoping to maybe get Medieval. I was thinking about, you know, finishing the Evil Within 2 and then just streaming that again because it's October. These are fun games. I love the Evil Within 2. I was thinking about it, not too sure. You know, definitely was like, I want to finish this in October. Definitely want to finish this. I was thinking about getting about, you know, Medieval, the remake. I was thinking about that. Definitely wanted to finish this though, you know, quickly in October. Was thinking about getting Medieval at the end on the 25th, you know, and yeah, was thinking about, you know, if I do this quick enough, maybe Evil Within 2. I still need to finish that.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Priwen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
I shall return later. Thank you, Edgar.
I did kill all the enemies, so I can just run there. I ain't gonna lie, I killed all of them. So fuck this, I'm just gonna run there. I ain't gonna worry about killing these bitches. Not gonna worry about it. Oh, that's nice. Poor man. He doesn't know what he's getting into. Poor man does not know what he's getting into. Does not know what he's getting into. A bunch of slow and steady if you know what you're doing. It's funny. Funny. Yeah, but I was, you know, maybe I'll join you. Maybe I'll join you on Red Dead if I'm on or around. I don't know when he's getting done. I might be sleeping myself. I don't know. Probably gonna be sleeping, but hopefully good luck. You know, maybe I could join you and play with you. You know, that'd be nice. That'd be real nice. But yeah. Yeah, it is this way. You know, let me talk to Lady Ashbury. Talk to her first. But yeah, if you're gonna play Red Dead with Mike or you're gonna get Mike to play, that'd be what's up. I'd like to join, but I don't know. I don't like to stay up too late. Alright, you get some sleep and hopefully you and Mike can enjoy some Red Dead. And I doubt it, but I would have liked to join. Alright, here we are. Let's just start raiding Lady Ashbury's shit. I saw something glowing. I was like, I want to touch it. There's a lot of shit I can use for medical supplies here. Alright, Lady Ashbury. Did not know. Where is she? A lovely home, if I do say so. Personal diary. Huh. I'm reading this to myself. Hopefully you're reading along. Huh. Huh. May, September, right? The 14th, 14th to 15th. Alright, these are the years. Huh. Huh. I read slow. Alright, and I'm thinking to myself. Hmm. Charlotte Ashbury. Huh. Her daughter. Huh. I'm sorry, folks. I'm thinking. You wanna know what I'm thinking, wow, man, at some point Lady Ashbury had a kid. If she's an immortal and she said, well, I was 27 when I was turned, and therefore 27 I'll remain forever. From the outline, her daughter looks like a fairly grown woman, meaning 18 or older, in my opinion. Obviously, has a flat on her own. She asked her mother. This was in 1915. I think this takes place in 1917, if I do recall. So that's 2 years right there. So I'm assuming her daughter is a grown woman. So at some point, her being 27, got pregnant.
It's locked, all right. It's
Just my
locked.
guess. Just my guess. Just what I'm thinking. Like,
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Concerning your investigation,
Yes?
are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least, better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night.
Sure.
But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Good conversation. Real good conversation. Everything just seems so compact. Also, my door is open. It was 93 degrees outside today, so I closed my windows and opened my door and put the fan in that bitch. And if you hear anything in the background, it's just people in my house screaming. It's my sister, you know. I apologize in advance if it interrupts the stream. And if you're trying to listen, I apologize. Hope everybody who's watching this is having a good day, good night, good afternoon, whatever time, you know. Hope you're having a good time. Loading takes a little bit. Proceed on my way to the Ascalon Club. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Alright. It is this way. I was about to say, what happened with the map? Why did it just glitch out all of a sudden? So, if this way is locked...
It's locked, all right.
Okay, then I will go around. Don't bother me none. I thought I cleared them all out. Maybe I was mistaken. I don't recall an enemy being here. Huh. Yeah, everyone else is there, alright. Blood is always a clue. I've noticed. Just follow the blood. What in the shit?
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
This one's mine!
Oh, I see. These motherfuckers are like super level hard. Stop trying to be so fucking thick-headed. Collectible. That was it. Huh. Uh-huh. Alright. In my opinion, they fought like shit. And they died like bitches. The other vampire kind of talked some shit and took off earlier, so I wasn't fucking worried. I guess I was supposed to like walk around and go, ah.
I cannot enter.
I want to kind of at least talk to the fucking Ascalon Club tonight. Start making some progress. I was like, damn, I was trying to get a little XP and catch up here. It's hard. It's hard for a brother out here. I'm not trying to kill people. I'm trying to be a doctor, not a vampire. It's hard. It's hard. You gotta balance that shit. I'm just curious on how this whole map thing works out, cause yeah, then I can be like, oh, cool. Yeah, and then when I got to the bottom of here, that was all closed off. Oh yeah, now we're in the poorer section known as Whitechapel. Yeah, cool, cool.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Huh. I can see enemy down there.
You London vampires are so weak!
This man is strong. Oh, I tried to back up, it did not work out. show. Enemies, obviously. The water right here.
Fresh water. As long as it's not holy water, I may find some use for it.
Yeah, I don't want to go down this way. Fuck you and your tips, bitch.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Definitely gonna need to level up at the end of this episode, folks. Definitely. These motherfuckers are 29, mine 23. Kinda like dodged through it. Fuck me. I think that works too well, folks. Gotta do it around. Gotta do it around. Only around, not through. fucking house.
It's locked, all right.
So no.
Your father and I have spoken about your fiancé, Mary. We believe he'll be an honorable husband for you. We'll set a date for the marriage then. That way, I'm sure one of my children will give me grandchildren.
Huh. Crazy. Oh my god,
I
Jesus.
understand your thirst for knowledge, Jonathan. And your father and I are proud of it. But you are not that young anymore, my son. When will I meet your soulmate?
Poor woman, Jesus.
You can ascribe my romantic tendencies to my French origins if you want, Aubrey. But I'll never cease to believe in a match made in heaven, my beloved.
I really wish you could meet her mother. You would... love her.
I just walk in. Like, fuck it. I'm like, I think that's really funny. Like, you can just walk in fucking, I mean, it is my house, but... Just gonna leave and keep continuing with what I was doing, folks. Maybe next time I'll talk to him, but for right now, time-wise, I want to get to the Ascalon Club. The end of this, I'll probably fucking go to sleep, just so I don't have to go back to Pembroke and then run around and fuck kill enemies again. XP is good like knowledge. Oh, that nigga was hiding. Yeah, what? He like attacked out of it. I paused real quick. That's why I paused, folks, for that split second. I like looked down at my fucking phone stream screen. Like, what the fuck? That man like powered out of it. Like, he was like, oh no, you ain't gonna get me fucking locked up and no, none of that bullshit. Oh, fucking shit. I didn't know. My apologies, sir. A lot of exploring, people. I'm trying to do this bit by bit with yous. This is a blind playthrough for a reason. I'm not supposed to see or know what's coming. This is all supposed to be just this fucking holy shit, didn't know that was gonna happen as much as anyone else. Besides, I don't want anything to happen off screen. I would feel bad. Bitch ass motherfucker puking. I'm gonna fuck him up in a minute. Congratulations, you played yourself. Bitch.
I cannot enter.
Okay. Just notice the door. Is that cool? Can I go in? Nope. Thank you for... Enter at your own risk. Just notice the door. Not a motherfucking gates. Can't block that, bitch. Huh. That works extremely well. As they say in Pokemon, it's extremely effective. Damn right, it's extremely effective. Alright.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Wait. Charlotte Ashman.
It's locked, all right.
I want to talk to you, homie.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit, it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Fair enough.
How is the situation in this?
Life is...
Are you...
Oh,
I'm afraid...
Where?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
I'm fucking rich, so at a point, I mean, I can buy any fucking thing. Trying to like quickly tap this shit here. It's getting tiring. Thank you for being very patient, everybody. I fucking greatly appreciate it. I just wanted to sell a little bit of that because I'm like overflowing with it. It was very nice meeting you, sir. Very nice indeed.
Between men and women. Women
Have you noticed anything? Whether you need to try something or not.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Make it easier to get here. Trash cans. Nope, there's one more. Okay.
They're all around you, waiting for you to let your guard down.
I do very much hate that. I wanted people to stay in their house. They don't need to know about vampires, though. I will say, I noticed the music changed. Since I'm in the West End, I think it definitely changed. Because I've been like playing it, farming it, and just like listening to the music and shit. I'm like, something sounds different.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, I'm your friend. so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to
I
trust
should have
me.
said I believe. I was really sure about that, truthfully, folks, but it doesn't really matter. I should have said I believe you. I was like, but I'm like, didn't
When did
really
you
care.
escape the
I
war
don't, not gonna
and
eat
return
people,
to
so I don't
London?
need their blood.
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny. I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about
Nobody
vampires
gonna know nothing.
and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left.
Sorry, I
need you.
can't do that. Can't do that.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece, and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Funny, he says that.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Yeah, I don't really care about the blood of people. Like, oh, you didn't get it, you messed up a hint. I know I really should have said I believe you because we were friends, and that's some shit you would say to a friend, but I'm not gonna be eating people, that's why. And this is, I guess, for your knowledge and my knowledge if I ever want to do another run through. You know, like with the father, you know, the crazy guy, you know, you want to believe what he's saying too, but you really don't, because he's crazy.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Yeah, about that, bitch. You ain't gonna see me in fucking daytime, cause Vampyr, let's make sure.
Only the first step!
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. Do you need my medical attention, Charlotte?
I am fine, Dr. Reed.
It's the first thing I gotta ask. This instance, I'll ask that first. That's funny, she teasing me. I'll give it to her, she's funny.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
No.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Smart girl.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night.
Pretty much.
considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
I just asked that question to everybody, though. Reed's not lying.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
I know. Not every man can be so understanding, I guess, in certain ways.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl. But I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What exactly?
Your name?
Does it...
Why
Perhaps it...
That may...
Your mother...
I believe she thinks...
Why do you still hope to become a vampire, in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with... a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
funny.
Never. That would be betraying your mother's trust. She would never forgive us.
For sure. But look on the bright side. We would have eternity to reconcile.
Or an eternity to run away from your mother's mighty
Right.
wrath. Quite a terrifying idea, don't you think?
Yes. I think it's wiser to let go of that part of the plan.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
I'm just trying to map out like where's where, what's what, where are people not. Like, can enemies spawn over here? Is this where all like normal people be hanging out?
It's locked.
Sewers of the West End. That's about it.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Weird. Really weird. Well, let's go talk to him. Take a look. Yeah, I can meet them too. I don't know about these two. I don't know about these two or these two. That's 4. Like, yeah, okay. Maybe it will be filled in when I enter and start talking to people.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Wow.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Shit.
I cannot enter.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
A fucking good dagger. Just not that way. Nope, not right. Always gotta touch stuff, that's right. Let's talk to him.
Good evening.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Fair enough.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Whatever.
I personally went patrolling last night on West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Ah.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. and I have been for many years, and will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Noble.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs. And it needs it now.
Just because I'm a vampire doesn't necessarily mean that I don't care. I have, like, you know, I care. I got a moral code. It's not like, oh, I'm a vampire, so I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm trying not to kill people.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was. though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. He was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally. But I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
I can respect it.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Looks like we're gonna have some shit to do. Lord Hutchinson.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Skulls.
How's your investigation?
I have a few...
All right, but be...
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings, and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Skulls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Skulls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
I like it.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really is a member, then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
This is an outrage.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed. We are counting on you.
Gigantic Falcon 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Doctor.
You barely spoke English.
I'm sure you have more important things to do than talking with an old man like myself.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
I think I'm gonna call it here soon, here in a couple minutes, folks. I think I'm gonna run around, maybe ask 1 or 2 people, and then call it a night, or in this case, a morning. Should probably rank
I
up
think
as
Lord
well.
Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Only the first step. Women of all countries.
Good evening, Miss.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Please, sir. Whether you need to buy something or... Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand?
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure
everybody wants
take
to
care
know
of
shit.
yourself.
Can I ask him?
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, folks. I've been going at it like 2 hours almost. Just talking to people, I got my answer. Probably gonna level up. I was thinking about where I want to level up. Or this way, technically, since I opened these gates. Open the porch. Head back to the hospital because that's just where I like to leave it off. Don't know why. Man, oh man. Alright. I'm just trying to make our way back. It's a little bit of a jog, a little bit of a run. When I get back on, I will have some investigations. Locate Emily's house. Huh. I already saved him. I also have investigations, right? Everybody seems to be doing alright. I gotta figure out who the rest of the people are. Hopefully we can rank this up. I was looking at stuff. That seems pretty good to me, folks. I might rank up once off screen just to, you know, get everything there moved and fixed. Or not moved and fixed. Whatchamacallit, not moved and fixed. I can't think of it right now because I'm getting sidetracked by what I was looking at. But yeah, get one more level so I can get to 27 because I believe I was 2016 or on 27, so I'll do that and get that. Looks like she's got a cold. He's got a cold. Everybody's still sanitary. We're up to healthy, so that's pretty good. If I do say so. Oh, 26. Look at that. Those health, stamina. That. Yeah, I think I might go up one more tick because I'm almost at 27. So I might just do that. I could have easily just done that too. Been like, well, let me just grab syringes for levels, but no. I don't try to use the syringes. I didn't want to go for ammo capacity because I'm not really trying to use bullets, like spam them. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have to get more XP, kick more ass. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part. Like, comment, support. You know, hope you had a great night.